Hello, my name is Curtis and I am the youth director at Sioux Falls First United Methodist Church. Welcome to Sunday School. You're more disappointing than an unsalted pretzel. Burn! You look like you came from a donation pile. Boom! Roasted. You wouldn't be funny even if you put a clown makeup on. Burn! If Mr. Rogers was your neighbor, he'd move. Boom! Roasted. You smell like hot dog water. Burn! Your teeth aren't as white as they could be. Boom! Roasted. I like your hair. Did you find it dead on the side of the road or did you kill it yourself? Burn! You're so boring. You're a gray sprinkle on a rainbow cupcake. Boom! Roasted. You're like a lighthouse in the desert. You're bright, but you're not a lot of use. Burn! You smell so bad that a dog wouldn't even lick you. Boom! Roasted. Do you crack the mirror when you look into it? Burn! Do you want to see a great joke? Just look in a mirror. Boom! Roasted. Well, your face looks like a butt. Burn! I bet you have cobwebs in your head instead of a brain. Boom! Roasted. I hope Santa brings you a lump of coal. Burn! I hope you step on a Lego. Boom! Roasted. Today's Bible reading is from James chapter 3, verses 7 through 10, and Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. James chapter 3, verse 7 says, "People can tame and have already tamed every kind of animal, bird, reptile, and fish. No one can tame the tongue, though. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. With it, we both bless the Lord and Father and curse human beings made in God's likeness. Blessing and cursing come from the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, it just shouldn't be this way." And Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29 says, "Don't let any foul words come out of your mouth. Only say what is helpful when it is needed for building up the community so that it benefits those who hear what you have to say." This is the word of the Lord. Freedom seeks to break the bonds of earth, and if possible, to expand itself, becoming one with the sky. But love is the fire in freedom's lungs. That was a poem by a guy named Dale C. Fredrickson. Dale was at the Gathering of Youth 15, a United Methodist youth conference that happens every 4 years, where youth from all over the country come together to worship God together. At this event, I heard Dale do some of his spoken word poetry, and I instantly gained an appreciation for it. We humans can do such amazing things with words. We can use words for poetry to make you think or to make you comfortable. We can use words to make music. We can use words to write books, to pass on ideas to other people. We can use words to tell a story, or we can use words to tell our friends that we love them. We can do so much good with our words that you might not even realize it. One of my favorite hobbies is reading, especially when you get that really long amount of time, that time to just sit and read. I like to read all kinds of books if they're interesting enough, but fiction tends to be my favorite. These books by people that just think up stories and characters in their head, it just never ceases to amaze me. And one of the most amazing things that you can find in both fiction and nonfiction books is when an author expertly describes something as mundane as walking through a forest. And they describe it so well that your brain removes yourself from reality and drops you right into the story. The words used to describe the forest can make you feel like you actually see, smell, feel, taste, or even hear the different parts of wandering through the wilderness. Words matter. Words matter, but Just as much as the specific words matter, so does the tone in which you use them. You could convey two different messages if you change your tone of voice. If I say something like, "There are 30 dogs waiting outside," in an excited voice, you might think that there are 30 snuggly, wet-nosed, excited, lovable canines on the other side of a door. But if I say something like, "There are 30 dogs outside," in a bit more severe tone, you might think that we are being surrounded by a pack of man-eating wild animals. In our reading for today, the author of the book of James has some very stern words for people who use the ability to talk in a hurtful manner. We know that words can be used for beauty and for comfort and for love, but I think anyone that went through middle school could tell you that words can also be used for evil. Evil. And I really wish I could say that people get better as they get older. Some of them do, but the world is ready to use harsh words against itself. As Christians, we are in the business of confession and forgiveness, so I need to confess something to you. I have not always been the nicest person in the room. I have used words to hurt people, and for me this is actually really hard to admit because I myself have been a victim of harsh words from broken people. Just this morning, I had a situation. I had a person that was tailing me in my car very closely, and instead of just letting them pass or making life easier for them, I let my emotions get the better of me, and I dropped my speed to under 10 miles under the speed limit. As I slowed, the person got closer to the back of my car, and I started to think some very mean things and some not so nice words about this person whose day I was making a little bit more rough than it needed to be, or than I needed to make it. Our verse tells us that we praise God with the same mouth that we use to curse our fellow humans. These humans that are made in the image of God. And I'd like to think that we can do better, but sometimes it's hard to find evidence of being better. We live in a world right now that is so divided, and it's by our own doing that we have made this division. We might be looking around wondering who it is that's going to swoop in and mend these divisions that we've made for ourselves. When we ask God for help and it doesn't look like there's anyone coming to help, the people that God sent to help might just be us. We as Christians need to start looking for the image of God in everyone that we meet. Everyone. Regardless of how we're being treated by that person. And show them love. We could act in anger towards this person that is showing anger to us, but that would just be adding fuel to these fires of destruction that we've created. What we should do is something that Dale Fredrickson said in one of his poems. Quiet acts of compassion are like raindrops, falling, splashing, softening the hardened dirt of anger. There are some questions in the description down below for you to answer either by yourself or with your family, or you can have a socially distanced discussion with your friends. You can also send me your answers at the email address, which is also down in the description. I'd like to see what kind of conclusions it was that you came to. If this is your first encounter with Sioux Falls First United Methodist Church, first of all, welcome. We're so glad to have you. If you'd like to learn more about us, you can check out our website at sfumc.org. Until next time,